Arkansas linebacker Grant Morgan, who just won the Burlsworth Trophy for being the best walk-on player in the country. Grant, how you doing today? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. But yeah, Burlsworth Trophy. Yeah, that's a great little starter point, I guess. But no, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to hit you with the same question I've asked a couple of the guys here, Grant. Obviously, one, fired up to get you on this morning. Can't wait to see you. You just saw us interview James Skalski. We got, really, you two have similar career paths, right? Both of you guys have been underestimated, but both of you guys have defied the odds and played above what other people may have anticipated. But talk to us a little bit about that, winning that Burlsworth Trophy, but more importantly about being elected two-time team captain of the Razorbacks.
Yeah, I guess you could say kind of our careers are similar just because we've been doubted a lot. We've been guys who people didn't expect to play at top levels, and we did that. The Burlsworth Trophy was something that meant so much to me just because the year before I was a finalist and I didn't win it. So that was one of my goals. I set that as my goal to be able to go and get that and be able to go and help this team win as many games as we can. But at the same time, I want to be able to go and try to do an individual award and try to get that award. So it was so sweet to be able to win that at Arkansas where it's hosted. So it was really cool to get that. And it's just, it kind of sums up a career. It's like something that we set out to be. And I was a walk-on, so we set out to prove people wrong and more than anything, prove ourselves right. And say that we did that for a reason and we walked on for a reason at a SEC school like Arkansas. And for us to be able to end our career like that and be able to say, hey, and we ended up winning 9 games this year. It's just such a sweet moment for us and for me and my family to be able to say we won that award and be able to finish the career like that.
And Grant, what would you tell future walk-ons or players that are currently planning to walk on? What would be a piece of advice that you would pass along to them?
There's so much you could say. I think the number one thing is you have to have more self-confidence than you have self-doubt. I think every single person in the world has self-doubt. And I even have self-doubt, but I think the one thing that overcame my self-doubt every single day was my self-confidence in myself. It's myself just trying to be able to say, listen, you can do whatever you put your mind to. Don't listen to anybody else, what they're saying. It could be anybody from your parents that's saying, hey, you're doing good, or your brother or your sister or something say, hey, you're doing good, just keep going. But really, in deep down, they don't believe what you can do and what you've shown. And so it's something that I've been able to stick to and just being able to say, listen, you can do it. Just keep your mind to it and you go put yourself up there.
Hey, Grant, obviously you guys have had a heck of a turnaround story. Coach Pittman's got a lot of acclaim. You've got a lot of acclaim. But we all know, too, that really it's what happens inside the locker room. It's about the players and the leadership and guys like yourself. Talk to us and give us a little inside peek about what has really inspired the turnaround that you guys were able to achieve here at Arkansas.
I want to give full ownership to Coach Pittman. He will never take it. He'll never say, hey, it wasn't me, it was our players. But I think the guy came in, he believed in us as players, he believed in us as captains, he believed in everything about us that we gave. And we just, when you got a players and a group of guys that have been through so much, when you went through 2-10 seasons, and then you get a new coach again, you got players who are hungry. You got players who want to be there and want to win. And so when you get a coach who believes in you and gives his all to the program, you're going to have guys that will do anything for you, run through a brick wall for you. So we are so excited to get Coach Pittman, but the main reason is we don't have a secret sauce. We don't have anything that says, oh, this is what we did. The one thing that we did is we went to work. We put our blue-collared hat on and we went to work, and we went and said, hey, this is the only way we can win games if we go to work real hard and go to work now. So it's been exciting and been fun to be able to end my career with Coach Pittman.
No doubt. Well, hey, you know what? We're obviously talking to James Skalski, and he was running through some of, his instinctual play, but obviously you bring the same, man. And you led the nation in tackles a year ago. You put up another, damn near 100 tackle season this year. You're one of the most productive Razorback defensive players of all time. What attributes do you think have enabled you to be so productive, to be so successful, and to have such an impact on this game?
I think it's my want to factor. I think at the end of the day, you got guys who are going to want to be there, give their all and go as hard as they can. I think my thing is I don't quit. I think that kind of contributes to me being a walk-on and being able to have been doubted my whole life. I'm going to play every single play like it's my last. But my instincts is really my football knowledge is what I've always given myself on is I like to be able to know what the offense is doing before I do it and before they do it. So like this in the Ole Miss game right here, we knew their plays before they were going to do it. And they just certain things like this is just we pride ourselves on as a defense, as Razorback defenses. None of us are all flashy. None of us are all talented as can be. We're guys who are going to do our job and guys who are going to be able to do it every single play and play as fast as we can, as hard as we can, because that's the only way to play a defense. So that's what I'd say is what's made me successful.
Hey, man, kicking it over to you, Vaughn. What do you have for Grant?
Man, Grant, man, I mean, we hear the football side, and obviously being a walk-on, there takes a lot of competitiveness and strength, mental fortitude, and those types of things. So we know about you on the field. Talk about you outside of football. What do you like to get into? What are you involved in?
Yeah, so so kind of my school background was I had a pre-med degree. I actually applied to med school and got into med school instead of when I was deciding to come back for another year. I wanted to be a doctor. So whenever I decided to come back another year, I just kind of said, listen, doctor can wait. I'm going to play football as long as I can and be able to go about this and see how long I can play football because that's my love. I want to play football as long as I can and not have to worry about anything. But me outside of school me outside of football is I want to help people. I want to be able to give back to my community. I know where people have struggled. I want to be able to be the guy that people can look for and say, listen, he helped me in everything aspect of my life. My end goal in my life is I want to start a hospital. I want to end up creating my own research hospital. No matter if I end up being a coach or if I end up playing football for 15 years in the league, I want to end up somehow having my hand in a hospital and being able to help kids or help adults with some type of disability and be able to research about that.
Hey, that's amazing, Grant. That's great to hear. Let's quickly get back to the NFLPA Bowl. What did it mean for you to receive the invite, and what's something that you want to prove to scouts out there in Pasadena?
Yeah, it meant for me. What it meant is it said that listen, like we believe in you. I didn't have a lot of people in my career of football say we believe in you. So NFLPA Collegiate Bowl invite said, listen, we believe in you. We believe you're going to go to the NFL. We believe you can play in the NFL. And that's what it meant to me. I don't know if that's what it meant at all, but that's what it meant to me. They believed in me. And y'all believed in me to be able to have me on this podcast or this show right here and be able to say, listen, we think you're going to be good. We think you're going to be that. What I'm proving to show is I want to show everybody who didn't believe in me that says, listen, like, why did we not have this guy in every single aspect of this draft? Why did we not have this guy? I don't want anything to say, listen, he's not what he says he is, because the thing about me is I'm the most genuine person. I don't really care about making someone look good or feel good. I want to be able to have people to say, listen, Grant's going to tell me the truth no matter what he does. And Grant's going to be able to say exactly if I ask Grant a question, Grant's going to give me the straight up answer. And that's just how I am. Because as a guy in my shoes and been where I have been at Arkansas, there's nothing flashy about me. I don't want there to be anything flashy about me. I want people to see that he's just going to go to work and he's going to get the job done when his name's called. And that's what I want to show when I'm there this week or that week. And I want to show like I'm a football player. At the end of the day, I may not look great. I may not have the fastest whatever, but I'm going to be the guy who can get the job done on a football field because that's what I do. I play football.
And Vaughn will attest to that. And that mindset's what's going to enable you to continue to be successful. You've already been successful. To us, you've already proved the doubters. It's absolutely why you got invited to the NFLPA Bowl. It wasn't because, we didn't think you couldn't play. Obviously, as the future union of all, or as the union of all NFL players and the future union of all of our participants, we absolutely know that you have those intangibles that as that third, fourth, fifth linebacker on a team, you're going to contribute on special teams as a rookie. You're going to find a way to make it on the active roster and contribute early. You're going to be a guy that you're not going to be able to run out of the building, right? Talk to us, though, a little bit. Again, similar to what I asked James Skalski before you. You got a lot of talented teammates. We got a handful of Razorbacks coming on out to the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl. But if you could bring one of your teammates with you to your next NFL team, which one would you bring and why?
I heard his answer too. So it really, I don't want to make anybody mad. As a defense, we played so hard. There's so many guys I could choose from. I'd say a guy named Hayden Henry. He was my linebacker next to me. He's number 27. That guy, he would run through a brick wall for our defense. He'd run through a brick wall for me. I'd do the exact same for him. He's a guy who just flies around. He's one of the fastest guys I've seen. That's why he made a lot of tackles this year. So I know what he's going to give. He was a walk-on as well, and that may be why I'm a little biased to choose him. He was a walk-on as well, and he proved that he can play at a high level, and he did it all his career. And so I would choose him just because I know what Henny's and he has a family who's in the NFL. His dad was a longtime player. His brother still plays Arkansas. So he's a baller, and he's going to run his head through anything. So I would choose him without a doubt.
Hey, Grant, following your guys' season this year, and I think even last year, I think after every win, or at least after every big win, Coach Pittman says in the locker room, turn that damn jukebox on. I don't really know what it means. Can you explain to us where that came from, what the meaning behind it is? Because I love it, but I can't really place why you guys say that.
Yeah, so the Arkansas history, we had two 2-10 seasons, and then Pittman came. We lost to Georgia the first game he was there. The second game we played at Mississippi State after they just went off against LSU, the defending national champions, and they were ranked 16th in the nation. We beat them and at Mississippi State, and we're all going crazy in the locker room afterwards because that was my first SEC win, period. I was a senior that year. So we beat them. We're all going crazy. We had a jukebox or a MP or a big stereo. We had a big speaker turned on, and we were all dancing and stuff and having fun. And he came in and he said, turn it down. He wanted to talk. And he was like, afterwards, we all stood back up, and we're like, can we play music again? He was like, yeah, turn that damn jukebox on. He turned it on as loud as he could. He screamed it. And then after that, he every single win, he started saying that. So it was kind of funny. He didn't mean for it to be anything cool. It's just, he was like, all right, just turn that damn jukebox on. It was hilarious.
I love it. Because I've been wondering what the meaning behind it was. That's a great story. Hey, Vaughn, do you have anything else for Grant?
Grant, man, I'm just anxious to get you out to the NFLPA Bowl because, man, Dane and I can attest, man, as former scouts, as guys that have connections throughout the league, man, like undersized linebackers, we're going to beat them up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's our job, to get the best available player into it, understanding your skill set, what you do well. NFL coaches will love you. You know what I mean? Because they can trust you. Talk about those elements and how you've helped some of the younger guys advance and progress throughout their careers too.
Yeah. I would say the one thing that I've always been able to help the younger guys is like, there's no right time to lead. There's no wrong time to lead. I think as you're a young guy, I was a redshirt freshman and I was playing with guys like Dre Greenlaw, and guys who are now in the league and playing there for a long time. And you can ask them, I'm the same guy as I was then as I am now today. I was talking just as much. I was being just as vocal, saying, listen, this is what we need to do. This is, I'm not no expert, but this is what we need to do. This is my opinion. And that's what I tell the younger guys. There's no right time to say, okay, now I'll be the leader because I'm the starter. And that's the exact same way we choose to work. There's no right time to say, hey, look, it's my time now for me. It's my time to go to the NFL. Maybe I should start working harder. Maybe I should start eating better. No, like you should have done that a couple of years ago. Like you should have worked hard like you're going to the NFL a couple of years ago. So that's what I tell the young guys. That's why I attest my success these last couple of years is I didn't say, listen, my time's going to come. I need to wait until that time comes to start working hard. It's you better start going now. And that's what the young guys would probably say about me too, is because we have guys now who are texting me from our linebacker room saying, listen, like I want to be that guy. And I say straight up, like you are the guy. You're the guy right now. Go get it. Go be the guy that you want to be right now. So that's how I kind of help them and be able to say, listen, like there's no right time to start being you. Start being you right now and be able to go get it.
Hey, Grant, that was really impressive. That was awesome having you on here this morning. Really motivating, not just for me. I think Vaughn, Dane, looking at your faces, you're as impressed as I am. Do you have any parting shots? Anything else that the people need to know before we let you go?
No, I think what people are going to find out about me is that I'm an open book. I'm just a football guy. I want to play football as long as I can. And I love playing football. Everything about it just makes it just, that's who I am. I'm excited to go out there and be able to show what I can do and show everybody what I can do. It's not going to be a surprise to me. Hopefully it's not a surprise to y'all now, but it's going to be fun. And I hope to surprise a lot of people though.
Hey, Greg, we see all that come out in your play, and that's obviously why you've been so successful. So keep that chip on your shoulder, man. Keep busting your ass. Keep, proving all the doubters wrong, man. I have no doubt you're going to have a nice NFL career here, and we're going to enjoy watching you shortly on Sundays. But first, we'll get you out in Pasadena in a couple weeks, man. So appreciate you for coming on here, bud.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I enjoyed the talk.